So you have some old clear vinyl bags that you no longer use, or like me, I didn't like the design that was on this bag, but I wanted the bag. Okay, my mom actually gave me these bags. But anyway, let's get started. I'm going to show you how you can repurpose these bags and use them in public. I wouldn't wear this in public. Okay. So this one is the smaller version. This is kind of like the cosmetic makeup bag version. And this one I was thinking you can take to a game or somewhere where you need the clear vinyl bags to enter the building. So this one is a DTF on the bag. So I'm going to show you how to take the DTF off, and we'll get into the materials right now. Okay. So you're going to need your bag, whichever size you have. You're going to need some type of denim because that's what I'm using. I'm also going to be using my hot glue gun for the small bag. I'm not going to sew on this bag. And I'm going to be using some other denim for the bigger bag. And I'm also going to be using my sewing machine. I'm also going to be using some acetone, some nail polish acetone to get the DTF off, and a napkin, scissors, and things of that nature. Just be creative. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Make your bag look however you want it to look. I'm using denim. You can use regular fabric. You can use another transfer like a DTF transfer. You can also embellish it with some type of patches. Okay, so let's get started. So here we are at the workstation, the little table. Okay, I'm going to take this DTF off first so that it can dry completely before I start adding my denim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some gloves. I forgot to mention that. I'm going to put on some gloves, and I'm going to use the acetone nail polish remover to get the DTF off of this plastic. Okay. So I'm just going to dab my paper towel, get it a little bit wet, and then just start rubbing on the transfer. And if you can see, it's starting to fade. Okay. And just keep on rubbing until you can get it off. So I'm just showing you how to do it, and then I'll finish this and come back and show you what it looks like. Just keep rubbing it until you can get it all off. You can put more acetone on your paper towel just so it can stay wet. Try not to let it get too dry. Okay. So I'll be back when I get this off. So I'm coming down to this layer of the DTF. I got another clean rag just so I can get most of this film off. And it's going to take you a few minutes, to get this done. But just keep putting the acetone on the bag and just try to wipe it off as clean as you can. I still see a little bit of the DTF, it's like a yellowing effect. The acetone is actually busting my gloves. Okay, that's not part of the video, but yeah, that's why I put the gloves on. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. We're gonna cover that up, but I want to see what it looks like from the inside of the bag. No, it's not too clear. Just do the best that you can. I probably end up having to make something bigger. But I'm gonna sit this to the side and let it dry. But the DTF did come off. It did leave like a film. So if anybody is watching and you know a better way to get the DTF off of this clear bag, drop it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit the like button as you're watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. So I'm just going to sit this one to the side and we're going to work on the smaller bag. Okay. I'm going to sit it over there so it could be out the way. So this is the smaller bag, and these are the little embellishments that I have that I want to put on this bag. So the first thing is, this is the hem or the seam of the blue jeans. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure this out and I'm going to cut it off. And then I'm just going to hot glue this onto the bag, onto this strap. So this is the one that you don't need a sewing machine for. You can just use your hot glue gun, okay? So I'm going to do that all the way down. And then I'm going to flip it and do the same thing on the opposite side. So I'll come back when I finish this side and the other side so you can see what it looks like. But all you're doing is just hot gluing it down to that strap. Okay. Okay, so this is what the top looks like so far on both sides. So now I noticed that these bags kind of collapse on themselves. So I just got this rock that I normally use to weigh my fabric down. I'm going to use that to try to keep this bag sitting up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some more of these seams from the jeans and I'm just going to continue to hot glue them to the sides. Okay. I'm not really concerned about the inside of the seam on the bag. I just want to embellish like around the outside part of it. Okay. So you can take whatever you have, and I think I'm going to do these the opposite way just because I kind of like the raggedy edge of the jean versus it being clean. But I'm gonna flip them as well. So I'm gonna just continue to put my hot glue. And I forgot to mention, you can also use fabric glue for this if you don't own a hot glue gun or you don't like using a hot glue gun. The fabric glue will work well for this project. And use the hot glue gun at your own risk. It is hot. Hence the word hot glue gun. Okay. So I'm just going to keep wrapping this around all the way around. And then I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And I'll come back when I have this all completed. So I'm coming up to the last piece. And I had to cut a piece. I'm just going to butt it up against this other piece and put it on. So like I said, this creativity or this creation is totally up to you and how you want your bag to look, okay? So I like for the zippers to be open from the left to the right. So I'm going to consider this the front of my bag. So the zipper is here and it's going to be able to open from the left to the right. So this is going to be considered the front of my bag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these felt flowers that I have And I'm just going to place them on my bag. I just want to figure out how I want them, how much spacing I want. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. So I'm just going to take my hot glue, put a little at the bottom, and I'm trying to get enough coverage at the bottom to where the flower will stay like semi flat, if that makes any sense. Okay. I need to add another glue gun. I'm sorry, glue stick. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with the other two flowers. Can you see it coming to life? Just hold it down just to make sure that your flowers don't move, that they get stuck to the bag. This is going to be cute. This idea was just in my head, but I did look at, so y'all can blame Pinterest for this, because I did see somebody on Pinterest doing something like this with a bag. And so I was like, I can do that. How many of y'all out there be like, when you see something, you like, I can do that. And then it takes you 400 hours to do it. And it also costs you $400 to make it. So then this is the label, my tag label. And I have just a piece of blue jean fabric that I'm just going to place my label in the middle of the fabric. So I'm gonna use this like a patch. When I get to the other one, I'm going to sew this one on to the piece of blue jean material. But this one is like a no sew project. So this one is going to be glued on. This is just giving ideas for people who don't sew. Okay. You don't always have to have a sewing machine. And then I'm just going to kind of like put it in the middle. I'm eyeballing it in the middle. Or what I consider to be the middle. And then I'm going to clean this up because it's actually not the middle. Okay, so this is what the tag is going to look like. Okay, and then I'm just going to take some hot glue gun and I'm going to put my tag right down here at the bottom. Since this doesn't have any pockets, I chose to put the tag on the outside versus on the inside of the bag. But you do yours the way that you want to do it, okay? Just like that. And then now you have this cute. How stinking cute is that? And that's all I'm doing. And so you see right here, I just mixed the color of the blue jean up. Instead of turning it upside down, I turned this one right side up. And then on this side, I did the same exact thing. I just turned this side right side up. And then I continued on with the turning the seam on the wrong side. And that's how you can get different color variations with your jeans. You don't necessarily have to use the side that's pretty. You can turn it inside out and use the inside of it. So, like this piece of fabric right here, I can use this side, but I can also turn it upside down and get a lighter color blue jean. So now, this is all I'm doing to the bag. You can add like charms. You can add a charm hanging on the side. You can add your name to the bag if you choose to. And this is what it looks like on the inside. All right, so we have done bag number one. Let me know in the comments if you like it. Quick and simple and easy. Okay, moving on to the second one. All right, so we have our big bag right here. Okay, so I brought out a pocket. So our bag will have a pocket on the outside. And I'm using this pocket to try to cover up as much of that film as possible. Okay, because I mean, like the inside may not be as cute, but it's going to be okay. And then I'm just going to take a pen, and I may have to end up, I was going to say maybe, oh yeah, because it makes a hole, so we don't want to do that. I'm going to take some of this painter's tape, and I'm just going to place it down because we will sew this pocket onto the bag. And hopefully we can get it all under the sewing machine. We're going to find out. We're going to find out, okay? This is my first time doing this, so I don't know all the ins and the outs, but I just thought that it would be a cool video and a way to show people that they can jazz up their clear vinyl bags. Okay, so I'm gonna place this pocket right here, and then I cut out some hearts. I already cut these hearts out, and the way that I want to place these hearts, I want to put the dark heart here. Then I have it dark here, but I'm flipping it to the wrong side and put that heart in the middle. And then I have this heart, and I'm just going to flip this one back around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch all the way down the middle of all three of the hearts and then come back up. I just want to make a casing like or in the middle, and I'll show you when we get to the sewing machine what I'm how this is going to look. And then I'm going, once I finish sewing this down the middle, I'm just going to hot glue this down onto the jean pocket because I don't have enough space to get this underneath the sewing machine. But I just wanted to show you that this is how that is going to look once we sew it down. Okay, so that's one part. And then this is my label, and I'm just going to use this black jean material as my base, and I'm going to sew this label to this, you could call it like a patch, right? And I'm just going to pin the edge where I'm going to be sewing because this is faux leather and it will have holes in it. But I'm okay with that because I know that that is within my seam allowance. And all I'm doing right now is prepping everything so when we get to the sewing machine, we will have that done. So I'm going to take this off. And this was an official licensed tote bag with a zipper. And the size is 12 by 12 and 6 high. Okay, 6 inches high. So I'll just put that up just in case you want to make your own bag. You will have the dimensions. Okay. All right. So I'm going to throw that out. So now I have these strips of blue jean. They are cut out at 1 and 1/8 inch each. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line those up with this line, this webbing that was already on the bag. I'm just going to line it up and I'm going to pin it because when I get to the sewing machine, I just want to stitch straight across it. And hopefully we can get it under the sewing machine because I don't know. But stay tuned, baby. Just in case you want to do it, you'll know what to do and what not to do because I'm going to I'm going to test it all out for you. So I'm just going to continue to put it just 2 pins or so just to keep the blue jean material together. And then I'm going to flip the bag and take another piece, but I'm going to do the light side. I'm going to do the light fabric over here. And then I'm going to pin it to the bag. So for this one, I'm not going to worry about adding anything to the sides or the bottom. I'm just going to leave it black like it is. You can do bias tape and make bias tape and do that, but I'm not doing that. We're not doing that today, okay? This is supposed to be quick and easy and fun, but you do what you love, okay? I just stuck myself with that pen, Jesus. All right, so we have the light color on the back and then the dark on the front. And so I'm going to take my straps, and I have this this piece of blue jean for the straps. And my thought process for this is I want to wrap the strap from the back, and this may be a little challenging, okay? I want to wrap it from the back, and I'm okay with the edge because I want the edges to fray, so I'm okay with that. Not closing properly, but like I keep saying, do it the way that you want it to look. Do what you want, how you want yours to look. So what I'm doing is trying to get this to be even. And this is nylon, so I really don't want to iron it. It may not do well with the iron. And then I'm just going to wrap it, and then I'm just going to pin it, and then I'm just going to work my way all the way around to the other side. And then I'm also going to do this on this strap. And once I complete that, I will be back. So all you're doing is getting the webbing to be covered by the blue jean. Okay? And pin as you go. And so I'll do that for this side and that side. And I'll show you when I come back. Okay, so I came back to show you this is what the handles are looking like so far. But I ran out of the blue jean material for this. So I just took a piece of the black material, and I'm just going to add that to my handle. And I'll show you the other side because I also had to add it to the other side of my handle. So it's going to be a little scrappy, and that's okay. Make it the way you want it to look. I'm using what I have. I'm not like going to cut anything else. And so this is what mine is going to look like. And then so if I turn it over, you see I had to add a piece of black fabric to this side as well. Okay. So when I get to the sewing machine, I'm going to sew all the way around the handle, and then I'm going to sew on the other side of the handle so that I can lock all of this in place. All right. And I think for now that is it. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, the hearts, and I'm just going to do a stitch straight down, then come back up and do it on the opposite side. I'm going to sew all of this down, and I'm going to take you to the sewing machine with me. So let's go to the sewing machine. All right. We're at the sewing machine. So the first, let me just sit this right here. I'm just going to do a straight stitch on the hearts. And then I will show you what that looks like. And I'm just trying to adjust them. Start at the top. And my sewing machine is set at a straight stitch. I'm using a 2.5 millimeter stitch. My width is at a 0 and my tension is between the 3 and the 4. And I'm using my heavy duty Singer sewing machine today. And I have on my 1/4 inch foot. Okay. You don't have to take it off of the machine, but I am. So I'm just coming back up on the other side. And so let me show you what the stitches look like from the back. So this is the back. And this is the front. And so if you do it like this, if my fabric was heavier, I could get this to stand up. Like I could get my hearts to flare up if I would have used a thicker jean material. Okay, but it's going to be okay. I'm just going to rough them up a little bit. If you have thicker jeans, you're gonna rough it up with something a little harder. Okay, I just want the edges to kind of look a little frayed. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to bring our bag over and I'm going to take off this extension table for now. And I'm going to start sewing the bag or the jean material to the bag. So I'm going to try to do my pocket first. Hopefully I can get this under the machine. If not, I'm probably just going to glue it. I really would rather it be sewn. Hold on, let me put this down. Bring this under. Lift that up. Sometimes you just have to talk to yourself. Okay? Just talk to yourself. I do that a lot when I'm sewing. Okay, so I see I'm going to have to try to fold this bag down a little. I'm going to try to fold the top of this bag down so that I can get it underneath here. And if not, I'm just going to glue it down because I don't want all this drama. I don't want this drama. Okay, hold on. I just lost the string. Okay. If I can't get it under here, I'm just going to, I'm going to glue it down. Let's just do the top portion. It's really stiff. This bag is really, really stiff. So I'm trying to open up this mouth. I really want this one to be sewn because I feel like I will use this one more because it's bigger. So I'm just going to sew what I can, and I know it'll stay down, okay? Y'all probably like, girl, you got us over here thinking we could yeah, well, do the best you can. Do the best you can with what you got, because, yeah. Oh, you know what? I should be using my Teflon foot. Hold on, we got thread that's shredded, so this is probably not going to work. This is probably not going to work. Yeah, I don't know what's. I'm gonna take this part out of the video because who wants to see me thread the machine? Hold on, let me just stop it and fix it. So because your girl always showing you that I make mistakes a lot, okay? I sewed the bag together. I sewed the flap to the blue jeans. So now I'm going to take my razor blade and separate this and try my best when I sew it again not to catch both pieces of this bag. I only need the top layer. So be careful when you do this that you don't sew your pieces together. So this is another mistake, but it's going to be okay. I wasn't paying attention that this flapped over onto itself. I mean, I knew that, right? But I didn't know that it was doing it as I was sewing. So now I'm just going to try to keep an eye out for it. I am going to have a few holes in my bag, but baby, you can put a little bit of embellishments or something on top of that if it bothers you that much. Some type of jewels or something to hide that. And I'm just using my straight razor to loosen up these stitches. Okay, so we got it undone. And it did perforate the bag a little. Let me show it to you. You see those holes? So it did perforate the bag a little, but it's okay. So I'm just going to try to make sure this time when I get it under the sewing machine that I don't get that other part of the bag. You may, okay, let's see. So now you got to make sure all of this is under the presser foot. All right, so I got one layer of my bag. I know that now. And I'm going to back stitch. Oh, I ain't gonna do nothing because my thread is caught up. After all of that, okay, let me fix my thread and I'll be back again. This video is getting longer and longer. Well, change of plans. We're gonna have to glue this one as well because homegirl here decided that she don't want to sew this bag, and so we're not going to force her to do it. Count your days, single heavy duty sewing machine, because baby, I need you to be doing what I want you to do, not what you want to do when you want to do it. Okay, I wanted you to sew this bag, but no, you chose not to do that. So we're just going to glue it and continue on. Okay, so meet me at the table, y'all. Ugh, girl, I'm about sick of you. Okay, so let's just glue it, all right? This is not what I wanted to do, but hey, when things don't work out, pivot. Just get it done. Figure out another way to make it happen, okay? Just one of those things. When it doesn't work out how you want it, just keep going. Don't let it, get you down. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, y'all didn't come here for that. Bars. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna glue the handle, and then I'll come back and show you the finished results because it's just gonna be glued all together. And then I'll show you how I'm gonna do the heart. I'll come back and show you how to do the heart, and then that's it. So give me a second. Let me show you how I'm gonna do the handle. So the handle is folded twice. Make sure if you have to glue it like I'm doing, make sure you get the inside of the fabric and then glue it on the outside as well. So I'm just going to do that all the way down, all the way around on both handles. And then I'm going to glue this down as well. I'm going to glue the pocket down, and then I will come back and show you the heart. So that's where we at. Okay, so I just came back to show you what I have done so far. So the pocket is glued on. This is glued on. The handles are glued. This is not what I wanted, but this is what we're doing. Okay. So I came back to show you the heart like I said I would. Let me get some of this stuff off the table so I don't confuse you. All right. And these little strings, I'm just gonna cut them down. All right. So I'm just going to take the packet. I'm sorry. I'm going to take the heart, fold it to where I only see those stitches, and I'm going to glue this all the way down. And then I'm going to center it and mash it down. If you hear the noise in the background, the kids are out of school, so they're playing with their electric toys or whatever it is. Okay, no worries. Life be life over here, honey. Okay. So look how cute this is. And it kind of like raises up. Let's see if I can get. You see how the hearts are not flat, and you can fluff them up a little more if you choose to. Nothing is set in stone. You make this look like what you want it to look like. And so the last thing, I'm just going to put my label. I was supposed to sew it on, but I glued it on, put it on the black patch, and I'm just going to put it at the bottom. But I want to make sure when the bag is open that you can see the label. So let me just push this out, and I'm just going to sit it there. Okay? Put some glue on it. And then glue it to, if I can pick it up. Hurry, hurry. Okay, be careful with the hot glue, y'all. And I'm just going to place it down, and hopefully it's even because I had it upside down. but I didn't want to let the glue dry and then have to do it all over again. All right, so let me shake some of this fuzz off so we can actually see what the bag could potentially look like. Okay, if you could get yours under the sewing machine, kudos to you, but I could not. So maybe next time, maybe I'll have to make one from scratch, and that way I can get it under the sewing machine. But this is the bag. Isn't she cute? It's super cute. Hold on, let me see. Oh no, let me come to the front camera. Isn't she cute? Even though she didn't go under the sewing machine, it's super cute. Oh, I can tell my label is not straight. And then this is the little one. Oh, okay. Let me get back. Super cute. And so if you missed, it's just seams at the top, the little flowers, the jean flowers. And then this one has a pocket that's functional. So you can put your cell phone in here. And this is not going to fall off. So don't worry about it being flappy. Okay. Your heart is not going to fall off. So that concludes this video. Sorry that it was so long and that it didn't work out the way it was supposed to, but I appreciate you for being here. And if this is your first time watching, I should have said that in the beginning, but thank you for being here. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're a part of the Purple Patch crew, let me stir you up. And if you catch this on the replay, I appreciate you as well. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.